Hey, what's up everyone? Today in this tutorial I'm going to be showing you exactly how you can create this fully responsive e-commerce website using HTML, CSS and JavaScript. And also I'm going to be showing you exactly how you can make this e-commerce website fully responsive for any device using a modern technology like flexbox and media queries. How many of you are interested to make your own e-commerce website using your own template but don't know where to start? If so, you are lucky. I am here to show you how you can create the front-facing or the user interface for your e-commerce website right now in this video. Stick around, sit on your comfort zone, open your computer, take a cup of coffee, start coding with me, and at the end of this video, you will have your own fully responsible e-commerce website right now, today. Before directly jump right into the video, let me show you the features of this website that we are going to design right now in this tutorial. Let's get into it. Having this, now let's jump right into whether this e-commerce website is fully responsible for any device or not. Seeing is believing. Stick around and let's jump right into it. Okay. The first step is setting the folder structure. As you see here, we have an electronic shop folder. Inside this folder, we have an index.html document and we have three folders: JS folder, image folder. Here we have the image that we are going to use to design this fully responsive e-commerce website. And now again, here we have a CSS folder. Inside this CSS folder, here we have style.css document, and here we have an image folder. Inside this image folder, we have three images. And again, here we have a JS folder, script.js, that we are going to add some custom JavaScript. So now, open your code editor. In this case, I'm going to use Sublime Text and then open a folder. Here we have the folder electronic shop and select the folder right here. As you see here, here is the basic HTML document right here, and here we have style.css document, and then here we have a universal selector and some HTML and body element selector right here, and add some property value pair. And now link this style.css with an HTML document inside the head tag by using a link tag right here. So again, link this script.js with an HTML document using a script tag right here. So now let me add some Google fonts that we are going to use to design this e-commerce website. So go to google.com and write fonts.google.com and select any font family that you are interested in. And then let me select Poppins. Okay, here we are, right? And then select right here and copy this link, and then come over here and paste right here. Here is it, right? And then here we have CSS rule to specify font family. So copy this and paste right here. As you see here, here we have a global font size, pixel, and a global font family, Poppins, and sans serif. And again, let me add font awesome link right here. So to do this, go to cdnjs.com and write font awesome. So here we have the first link, copy this link and paste right here. Remove this so that you can access different icons that are valuable for your design. So now save and refresh. Here we have, right? Okay, now let's jump right into the design part. So first, let me create a header right here. Inside this header element, we have a div element having a class name. Now, inside this div element, we have an h1 element right here having a class name logo. We have my logo, electro, and then again, inside this nav, we have an order list having class name navbar. Inside this, we have a list item that we are going to use it as a menu right here. So the first menu is home, and again here we have another menu, product, and again here we have featured menu, testimonial, and contact. And outside of this an order list, we have another div element having a class name menu icon. And then come over fontawesome.com and search the menu that we are interested in. So I am interested in to add a cart icon right here. So here you have different cart option right here, and I'm going to use this. Select, click over here. So here you have an HTML link. Copy this HTML link and paste right here. And now again, let me add another icon right here. So user icon, user search over here, and here we have, right? So I'm going to use this icon right here and click over here, copy this HTML link right here and paste right here. So now let me save and refresh in my web browser. Okay, here is it. And now let's jump right into to style this header section. So using a header and a descendant selector now. So using a header element selector and nav class selector right here, let me add some property value pair. Background FFF, which is the hexadecimal value for the color code of white, and padding 1 rem from top and percent from left and right. And then position fixed top 0 display flex justify content space between and align items center with 100% and box shadow 0 4 pixel and gray. Now let me save and refresh my web browser. Here we have, right? Cool. And now let me style this logo right here using a class selector logo. I remove this and logo, color orange red, font family cursive, margin right 2.5 rem, which is 2.5 times the global font size 6 pixel, almost 40 pixel from the right. Now let me save and refresh. Here we have, right? And now let me remove this bullet point. So to do this, copy this and paste right here. And again, here we have a navbar class selector right here, and replace this logo class selector by navbar class selector and remove this. List style none. Now save and refresh. Here is it. Again, copy this and paste right here. And then using descendant selector, navbar and li, let me add some property value pair. Display line block, padding 0 from top and bottom and 1.5 rem from left and right, and text align center. Now save and refresh. Here we have, right? And again, using this anchor selector A, copy this and paste right here. A using descendant selector and remove this. Color yellow green, text decoration none, font size let me say 120%, which is 1.2 times the global font size, which is 60 pixel. Text transform uppercase. Now save and refresh. Here we have, right? And now let me add a hover over effect over this navigation menu. So copy this and add a pseudo class selector right here, hover, and remove this. Color orange red. Transform 0.4 second is border bottom to pixel solid yellow green. Now save and refresh in my web browser. Here you have. Now let me style these icons right here. So first let me nest this icon right here inside an anchor element right here. So, using a descendant selector, menu icon and anchor element right here, text decoration, none, color, orange red, margin left, one rem, font size, let me say 130%. Now, save and refresh. Here is it, right? And now, let me add a hover over effect over this menu icon. So, to do this, copy this and paste right here and add a pseudo class selector hover over here and remove this color blue and transform 0.4 second is. Now, save and refresh. Here we have, right? Okay, we have just completed the header section for this responsible e-commerce website right here. So now let's dive right into to create the home section for this beautiful responsible e-commerce website right here in this episode. So as always, let me add a comment over here and copy and paste right here. So now we are going to create a section element having a class name home and an ID value home. Inside this section, we need to have another div element, a div element having a class name slide content. And then inside this div element, let me create another div element having a class name slide. In this div element again, we are going to create another div element having a class name content. Inside this, we have a span element, a tree element right here, and a paragraph element over here. And then we need to have an anchor element right here. Outside of this div having class name content, let me create another div element having a class name home image. Inside this div element, we are going to add an image with its image location, so having class name PC image. And also over here again, we need to have another h1 element, let me say an h1 element having a class name by now. So here you have, right? So to save your time, let me add some dummy content and an image right here offline. We'll come back. Here you have, right? Okay. Here is an image with its image path right here. Here is the first image that we are going to use for this website home section. And now let me delete this alt attribute. And here is the dummy content right here. And now let me save and refresh in my web browser. Here you have, right? Cool. And now copy this and paste right here 2 times. Here is it, right? Now let me save and refresh. Here we are, right? Cool. Okay, as you see here, everything is similar. The only thing expected from me and you is to change this dummy text and the image right here. The image is right here. So to save your time, let me change it offline. Since everything is similar, the only thing expected from me and you is to change the image and the content. Okay, welcome back. Here is it, right? I just changed the image and the text right here. Now let me save and refresh in my web browser. Here is it. Nice, right? Okay, this is the HTML part. Now let's dive right into to style this. So here we have a section element. So using this section element right here, let me add some property value pair. Mean height, let me say 100 viewport height. And then padding 0 from top and bottom and 5% from left and right, and then padding top, let me say 7%, and then save and refresh in my web browser. Here is it, right? Cool. Again, using this class selector home, let me add some property value pair. First, let me add a background image. So, let me find the image path right here. Inside the CSS folder right here, we have an image folder. So, in our image folder, we have an image having an image name, home with an extension, JPG format, and then background attachment, fixed, background position, center, and background size, cover. So save and refresh. Here you have, right? Here you have a fixed background image, right? Awesome, right? And again, using this class selector slide content with this class selector slide display fix align item, center, justify content, space between, grid gap, 1.5 rim, flex wrap, padding 0 from top and bottom and 0.5 rim from left and right, and then padding top, let me say 7 rim. Now save and refresh in my web browser. Here is it, right? Now again, copy this and paste right here. Remove this, and then using this class selector content, flex 1, 1, and search rim. And again, copy this and paste right here, and here you have homepage class selector right here, and then replace this content by home image class selector, and now save and refresh. Here is it, right? Cool. And again, using this class selector PC image, first copy this and paste right here, and add a class selector over here, PC image, with 100% transform, rotate by -20 degree. Having this, now save and refresh. Here we have, right? Now copy this and paste right here, and again let me target the text inside this h1 element by using by now class selector. So replace this PC image by now class selector and remove this. Color dark orange, font family cursive, font weight 1000, font size 7 rim, position absolute, top 0 and left 0. If the position for this child element is absolute, the position for the parent element should be relative. So let me find the parent element right here. So the parent element is a div element having a class name homepage. So over here, let me paste right here and change this position absolute into position relative. Here is it, right? And now save and refresh. Here we are, right? Nice. Let me comment out this background image to see clearly. Here is it, right? And then z index -1. Over here again, z index 0. You see? Now, save and refresh. Here you have, right? Nice. Now, let me copy this and paste right here. And then, now, let me style each text right here, which is found inside expand element. So, let me target expand element right here and change subproperty value pair font size, let me say 2.5 rem, and color, let me say orange red. Now copy this and paste right here, and now let me target the text which is found inside an h3 element. So change this span by h3 element selector and change this font size into 4.5 rem and color black, and again copy this and paste right here. And now let me target the paragraph element which is found a div element having a class name content. So replace this h3 element by p element right here, and now reduce this font size into 1.5 rem and change the color into gray. And then padding, let me say 2 rem from top and bottom, and then 0 from left and right. Having this, save and refresh. Here is it, right? However, now over here, let me add another property, z index 1. So let me save and refresh. Here we are, right? Nice. Okay, cool. Now let's jump right into to style this call to action button. So here we have a class selector btn full. So using this class selector btn full, let me add some property value pair. So we are going to add over here. Okay, then btn full text decoration none, font size 1.7 rem, background color dark orange, color white, padding 0.2 rem from top and bottom and 3 rem from left and right, border radius 20 pixel and text transform capitalized. And again, now let me add some a hover over effect over this call to action button right here. So over here, hover, I remove this, color FFF, and border none, background color orange red. Having this, save and refresh in my web browser. Here we have, right? Here we have a nice call to action button. Okay, well, having this, now let me add an animation over the element which is found inside the content class selector. So animation, content, animation name, content, and animation duration 0.3 second, linear, backwards, and then using a keyframe rule, keyframes, and then animation name, content, and a 0% opacity, let me say opacity, a 0% opacity, 0, and translate in the x direction by -10 pixel. Having this, save and refresh. Here is it, nice. Here is it, right? Now again, copy this. Now again, let me add an animation for this PC image. So animation, let me say animation name, slide image, and 0.8 second, linear, and then using the keyframe rule again, keyframes, and animation name, slide image, as 0%, opacity 0, and then copy this, transform, rotate by 0 degree. Now save and refresh. Here you have, right? Nice. At 0%, this image is placed at 0 degree. So again, let me add another animation on this text right here inside a div element having a by now class selector. So now animation, and let me say animation name slide text. Animation duration, let me say 0.3 second, and animation time function linear, and then animation delay 1 second, and then animation fill mode, let me say forwards. And again, using a keyframe rule, keyframes, and animation name, here we have slide text, and a 0% opacity 0, left, let me say minus 10 rem. Now save and refresh. Here you have, right? Nice. Again refresh. Here you have. Let me increase this animation duration into 0.8 second. Now save and refresh. Here is it. And again, here you have a slide content class selector right here. So copy this class selector and paste right here. And as child, let me add a background image over this slide content. So as child 1, here you have, and here you have also another class selector slide. So the first child for this slide content will have such property value pair, background, light, cyan, box shadow, let me say minus 20 pixel, 0 pixel, and 30 pixel, and the color for this background shadow will be orange red. Now save and refresh. Here is it. Fantastic, right? Now copy this and paste right here. Again paste right here. So change this and child value into 2 and also change this into 3. Now save and refresh. Here you have. Okay, now let me style it differently for each child element. So here you have, right? Okay. For the second child, background light blue, opacity 0.9. Save and refresh. Here you have, right? Here you have, right? Cool. Now let me remove this comment. And again, save and refresh. Here you have a nice fixed background image, just like this. So again, copy this class selector and paste right here. And then display none. So this box will be hidden. Here you are, right? Okay. Now it's time to add an interactivity on this website home section using JavaScript. So over here we are going to add active class selector right here, and then copy this and paste right here, and then using an active class selector again over here and change the display value for this into block. Now the box having an active class selector will be displayed. Here you have, right? Here you have the first box that contain an active class selector will be displayed just like this. So now having this, it's time to add over here. Let me add next and previous icon right here. Here you have, right? And now here you have an ID value preview, and here you have an ID value next. And then using this ID selector right here, preview and next, position absolute top 50%. If the position for this child element absolute, the position for the parent element should be relative. So let's find the parent element. As you see here, the parent element is section, having class name home. So here you have, right? And then over here, position, change this absolute into relative. Now, color dark green, font size 2.2 rem, border radius 50%, border 2 pixel solid dark green, padding 0.1 rem and 0.6 rem, and cursor pointer text align center. Now save and refresh. Here is it, right? Now again, let me style this icon individually. So, for the icon having an ID selector, left 20 pixel, for the next right 20 pixel. Now, save and refresh. Here we have, right? Okay. Now, let me add a hover over effect over this next and previous button right here. So color white, background dark orange. Now save and refresh. Here is it, right? Cool. Now it's time to add an interactivity over this next and previous button using JavaScript. So come over into script.js. Let's continue document.query selector. Now let me access this by using a class selector right here. So here we have a class slide content. So copy this and paste right here, semicolon, and then let again index equals to 0. Then let me create a function. Let me say a function name next, and then inside this function container index class list dot when it is active. Now copy this and paste right here and change this remove into add class list dot add when it is active. So over here, now let me add on click event right here and paste right here. Again copy this and paste right here and change this function name into, let me say, prev, and change this into minus and then plus container.length. Over here again, let me add on click event right here and change this next into prev. Over here we made a mistake, so remove. Okay, now save and refresh. Here is it, right? Cool. Again, when you click on the next button right here, the next slide will be displayed right here. When you click the preview button right here, the previous slide will be displayed. Just like this. Now it's time to make this e-commerce website responsible for any device. So to check whether this e-commerce website is responsible or not, right click on your developer tool and click on inspect. So as you see here, this website is not responsible. So we are going to make it responsible for any device. So now let's dive right into it. So over here we have a media query. So here we have different border for different screen size. Media maximum width is 120 pixel and maximum width 991 pixel and maximum width is 768 pixel and 640 pixel, and lastly for maximum width 479 pixel for extra small device like phone. So now over here let me reduce the global font size. So over here copy this HTML and body element selector right here and paste right here and remove this and change this global font size into 40 pixels, and then all the element having a size which is placed in rim value will be changed automatically. So now copy this again and paste right here and change this global font size into, let me say, 12 pixels, and again all the size will change automatically since it have just placed in rim value and in percentage value. Here we have, right? And then copy this again and now target for a device having a maximum screen width of 991 pixel, and then change this padding, reduce 1.5 rim into 1 rim. So now save and refresh. Here is it, right? Nice. Okay, now let me target this next button. So copy this and paste right here. Again, let me target for a screen size having maximum width of 991 pixel and below, and then change this value into 10 pixel, and now save and refresh. Here is it, right? Nice. And again copy and paste right here. Okay, first let me reduce the screen size for a device just like this. So reduce again. Okay, now let me change this value 20 pixel into 10 pixel and this into 5 pixel. Now save and refresh. Here we have, nice. And again now let me target for a screen size 478 pixel and below. So copy this again and change the value, small device like phone. Now save and refresh. Fantastic, right? Here we have. Okay, now let me target a device having a screen size 768 pixel and below, and then now let me add a toggle menu right here. So here we have a font awesome icon and having an ID selector right here, a menu bar. So now save and refresh. Here is it, a toggle menu right here. Now using this ID selector menu bar, let me style this right here. So padding 0.1 rim from top and bottom and 0.5 rim from left and right. Font size, let me say 1.5 rim, border radius 5 pixel, and border 1 pixel solid yellow green and color gray. Now save and refresh. Here is it, right? Okay, so over here display none. Now when I save and refresh, here is it, right? The toggle menu will disappear right here. So we are going to make the display right here into block at 768 pixel and below. So copy this and then now let me target for a device having a screen size 768 pixel and below. So the display for this menu bar when you reach at 768 pixel and below, the display for this toggle menu will be changed into none into block, right? Okay, now when I save and refresh, here is it, right? And when you increase the screen size above 768 pixel, this toggle menu will disappear. So now let me add an interactivity using JavaScript. Stick around. Now let me create a variable menu document query selector. Now let me access this using an ID value right here, menu bar. Now again, let me create another variable right here. Let me say nav, and we are going to access this using a class selector right here. So here we have a class selector nav bar right here. So copy this. First, let me add an active class selector right here over this navigation bar right here. So copy this and paste right here. So here we have two JavaScript variables, menu and nav. We are going to access this by using an ID and nav bar respectively. So here you have on-click event. Okay, here you have the JavaScript code for this toggle menu right here. So now let me save and refresh. You see, when I click it, you see, awesome. Now here you have a class list toggle, and then when I click it, here is it. Now using this class selector at 768 pixel, now bar position absolute top 100%, left let me say 100%, width 100%, and background color black, padding trim. Now save and refresh. Here we have, right? Awesome. Now let me say left minus 100% right here, and copy this and paste right here, and then remove this. After that, remove this again and add this class selector right here, active, and change this left value into 0. Now save and refresh. Here we have, right? Awesome. Here is a navigation menu right here. Here we have a list item right here, and then copy this and come over this boundary and then paste right here. Now bar li margin 1 rem, background color light, border 1 pixel solid yellow green with 100%, border radius 0.8 rem, font size 2 rem. Now save and refresh. When I click it, you see, awesome. As you see here, we have just made this website fully responsive, as you observe here. Awesome! That's good. Okay, well, having this, now let's jump right into to create the service section for this fully responsible e-commerce website. Before directly jump right into it, let me show you the feature for this service section for this responsible e-commerce website. It is just like this. You see, it is fully responsible and have a nice call to action button right here. Here is it, right? Now, without further ado, let's get into it. Let me add a comment over here. Over here, we have a section having class name, service section, and an ID value, service. Okay, inside this service section, we have a div element having a class name, service container. Inside this div, we have another div element having a class name, service box. And inside this div element, we have an h3 element, a paragraph element, and an anchor element. So again, let me add a font awesome icon right here. As always, copy this HTML link and paste right here. Here we have. So now let me add some dummy text just like this. And now let me save and refresh in my web browser. Here we have, right? Okay, now let me copy this and paste right here as many times as we want. Paste over here, paste over here, paste over here, and then paste over here. Everything is similar. The only thing expected from me and you is to change this icon right here, you see? Okay, everything is similar. The only thing expected from you and me is to change this icon and this dummy content right here. So it's better to add it offline. Okay, welcome back. Here we have, right? Now save and refresh in my web browser. Here is it. So this is an HTML part having this. Now let's jump right into the CSS part in order to style this service section. So again, copy this comment and paste right here. So using this service container class selector, let me say some property value pair, display, flex, align items, center, justify content, space between, flex wrap, padding 0 from top and bottom and 0.5 from left and right. Now save and refresh. Here we are, right? Okay, and now using this class selector service box, add over here and flex 1 rem, padding 1.5 rem, text align, center, and then save and refresh. Here is it, right? So now using this descendant selector, service box, and I. Now let me style this icon right here. So color, let me say yellow green, font size 2.5 rem, padding bottom 1.2 rem. Now save and refresh. Here we have, right? Cool. Now let me style this text right here. So copy this and paste right here. And now change this I element by H3 element right here and remove this color. Change this color into magenta. Font size, let me say 2 rem. Text transform uppercase. Padding 1.1 rem. Having this, save and refresh. Here you have. Okay, now let me reduce the font weight for this H3 element. Font weight, let me say 400. Now save again and refresh. Nice. Okay, now let's jump right into to style this paragraph. Again, copy and paste right here and change this I element selector by P element selector right here. Color gray. Font size 1.5 rem. Okay, let me remove this font size and leave as it is. And padding bottom 1.6 rem. Line height 1.6 rem, sorry, padding bottom 1 rem. Now save and refresh. Here we have, right? Okay, finally, let me style this call to action button. So here we have a class BTN Ghost. So using this class selector right here, let me add some property value pair. So since it is reusable style, now over here, come over here and BTN Ghost this reusable style. Okay, this is the home section. Okay, now BTN Ghost text decoration none, font size 1.7 rem, background color transparent, color dark, border 2 pixel, solid magenta, padding 0.1 rem and 1 rem, border radius 20 pixel, and text transform capitalize. Having this, save and refresh. Here you have, right? Cool. Now let's add a hover over effect over this BTN Ghost. So let me add a BTN Ghost over here and a pseudo class selector hover. Okay, here we have the hover over effect is just like that of the hover over effect over BTN full. Okay, now when we see whether this service section responsible or not, it is fully responsible. You see? Okay, now let's dive right into to create the product section for this responsible e-commerce website, just like this. So in the next episode, we're going to be designing this beautiful latest product section right here. So as always, add a comment over here and product section. And then as always, create a section element right here having a class name product section with an ID value of product. And then inside this section again we have an h1 element having a reusable class name section heading. And then inside the section element right here again, we have a div element having class name product container. Inside this div element again, we have a div element having class name product satisfaction. Inside this again, we have an anchor element that contain a font or some icons. So here we have again, and then outside of this div element having class name product satisfaction, we have an image element, h3 element, and a div element having a class name rating. Inside this, we are going to add a star icons. So here we have 5 stars, and then outside of this div element having class name rating, again we have a product price, and again we have a call to action button right here. So to do this, we are going to use an anchor element right here having a class name btn full. Okay, here we have. Let me remove OK, and here we have an h1 element having a class name section heading right here. Okay, nice. So again, over here we have a div element having a class name feature content. So now let me nest these elements inside this div element having class name feature product. Okay, having this, now let me add some dummy text product image right here. So it's better to add it offline. Here we have this icon is found from Font Awesome. Here we have a product image. Here is it, which is found inside image folder right here. Here we have a product price, and here we have a call to action button. So now let me save and refresh in my web browser. Here is it, right? Okay, now let me add some dummy text right here inside an h1 element, our latest product, and embed these products in span element. So again, let me copy this and paste right here as much as we want. Copy and paste. Here we are. And now save and refresh. Here is it. So everything is similar. The only thing expected from me and you is to change the product image and the dummy text right here, and also the product price. It's up to you. So to save your time, it's better to add it offline. So here we have a product image. Here we have, right? Now, having this, let me save and refresh. Here we have, right? Awesome. Okay, this is an HTML section. So now, let's dive right into the CSS to style this HTML document. So, first, let me style this h1 element. Since in the future we are going to use this class selector for different sections, so we are going to add it over reusable styling. So section heading, here we have some property value pair, font size 250%, text line center, color pink, margin 20 pixel, and auto padding top 20 pixel, text transform capitalize, and background image. Here we have image location, and padding bottom we have 1.5 rim, border radius 40 pixel. Here we have a background image and background attachment fixed. Having this, save and refresh. Here we have, right? Now again, using this span element selector, let me style the text which is found inside this span element selector. So here we are going to target the text inside this span element which is found inside a div element having class name, section heading, background color, dark orange, color white, display, line block, and padding 0.09 rim and 3 rim, and now save and refresh. Okay, now let me reduce the clip path. Okay, now let me reduce this 100% into 0%. So again, save and refresh. Here we have, right? Nice. And then, now as always, let me add a comment over here, and using this class selector product container, copy this property value pair and paste right here. Display flex, align items, center, justify content, space between, and flex wrap. And then copy this and paste right here. And remove this. And now let me target the content inside this div element having class name feature product. Here we have the same div element having a similar class name feature content. So flex 1, 1 and 20 rim. Text line, center, margin 1.5 rim and padding 1 rim. Background F9, F5, F5. Border radius 20 pixel. Border 1 pixel, solid light gray. Now save and refresh. Here you have, right? And then copy this and paste right here. Remove this, and then now let me resize the image right here using img element selector with 70 rim, height, 12 rim, object fit, center, cover. Now save and refresh. Here you have, right? Awesome. And then copy this and paste right here. And now let me add a hover over effect over a content which is found inside a feature product, class selector, transform, rotate in 5 degrees, and then scale up into 1.01. When we into 1.1, cursor pointer having this property value here. Now let me save and refresh. Here we are, right? Now copy this again and paste right here, and now we are going to target the element which is found inside this product satisfaction class selector right here. Remove this, display flex flex direction, column, position, absolute top, let me say 20 pixel. If the position for this child element absolute, the position for the parent element should be relative. So the parent element here is a div element having a class selector feature product right here. Position relative, and then now save and refresh. Here we have, right? And then over here left, let me say minus 12 rem. Here we are, right? And then now let me target this using an element selector and a class selector product specification and an anchor element right here. Here we have, right? Font size 1.5 rem, color dark orange, padding 0.5 rem, margin bottom 5 pixel, text decoration none, border 2 pixel, solid yellow green, background FFF, text align center. And now let me comment out this to see it clearly. Here we have, right? Having this, save and refresh. Here is it. And again, now let me remove this comment. Left minus 12 rem, and then copy this and paste right here and remove this again. And then now let me add a hover over effect over the element having a class name feature product. So now let me change left into 1 rem. First let me save and refresh. Here we have, right? And then when we add left into 1 rem, as you see here, when we hover over this, you see, nice. Let me reduce into this into 5 rem, and now again using this class selector FAS and hover. Now let me add a hover over effect. So color red, background color black. You see? Awesome, right? Now let me target the text inside this H3 element. So using descendant selector, feature product and H3, let me add some property value pair. Color black, margin 10 pixel from top and bottom, and then auto from left and right. Text transform capitalize, background yellow green, border radius 50% and padding 5 pixel, and box shadow 10 pixel, 7 pixel, 10 pixel, and the shadow color will be crimson. Having this, save and refresh in my web browser. Here you have, right? Now let me style this star icon right here. So copy this and paste right here, and then using this class selector right here and an element selector I, first let me remove this. Color dark orange, padding 0.1 rem, font size 1.3 rem. Save and refresh. Here we have. And now let me target the product price right here. So using the class selector product price, font size 150%, color green, padding bottom 1 rem. Save it and refresh. Here we have. Now let me add a space in between this product price. So to do this, we need to use this span element selector right here. So padding right, to rem, font size 60%, color gray, text decoration, line through, font style italic. Let me remove this and save and refresh. Here is it. So let me add a text decoration over this price. So text decoration, line through, and now save and refresh. Awesome, right? Okay. Now let me style this shopping cart. So here we have a btn full class selector, and over here we have another class selector, fa shopping cart. So using descendant selector right here, font size 1.5 rem, color black, padding 0.4 rem, 1.5 rem from top and bottom, right and left respectively, background radiant gradient, red, pink, and now save and refresh. Here is it, right? A nice call to action button. So now let me add a hover over effect over this call to action button. Background radiant, the first color orange, pink, magenta, and blue. So save and refresh. Here we are. Now let's jump right into to check this product section for this e-commerce website, whether responsible for any device or not. So let me shrink, let me reduce the screen size just like this. As you see here, this product section is fully responsive, so it is responsible for any device. Well, having this on this episode, we are walking you through to create this feature product section using HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. Before directly jump right into it, let me show you the features of this feature product section that we are going to design right now in this video. So here we have, right? Here we have a nice interactivity over this. You can select this feature product section is responsible for any device, just like this. If this sound is interesting, stay tuned. As always, let me create a comment over here, and then let me create a section right here having class name, featured section, and ID value, featured. So inside this class again, we have an h1 element having a reusable class name, section heading. So over here, let me add some text right here. So our featured products, and then embed this featured text inside a span element just like this. So save and refresh. Here we have, right? And then inside this section again, we have a div element having a class name container. And then inside this div element having a class name container, we are going to create another div element having a class name featured product container. Inside this again, we have another div element having a class name small feature product. And then inside this div element we are going to create an image element having a class name small image, and then let me add the image path right here for the source attribute. Now copy this and paste right here since we need 4 images. And then outside of this small feature project, now let me create another div element having a class name large product, large featured product, and then inside this we have an image element having a class name large image. And then outside of this feature product container, let me create another div element having a class name feature content. And then let me copy this and paste right here. Inside this feature content we have an h3 element, a paragraph element, a div element having class selector rating in order to add a star icon and a call to action button right here. So to save your time, let me add some dummy text right here. Okay, here we are, right? So now save and refresh. Here is it. Now copy this element inside a div element having class selected container and paste right here 2 times. And now save and refresh. Here we have. Okay, as you see here, everything is similar. The only thing expected from you and me is to change the product image, the product price, and about the product. So to save your time, it's better to change it offline, right? Okay, welcome back. Here we have, right? Having this, save and refresh. Here we have. Nice. Okay, this is an HTML part right here. You see? Now let's jump right into to style this feature product section. So to do this again, we are going to use this descendant class selector feature product. As always, first let me add a comment over here, and using this class selector feature products and a class selector container, let me add some property value pair display flex wrap gap 1.5 rim background light yellow border 2 pixel solid gray border radius 0.5 rim align item center Kira container class selector again. Now save and refresh. Here we have, right? Now again, using this class selector feature product container right here. First let me copy this and paste right here and remove this and add that class selector right here, feature product container, display flex, gap 1.5 rem, flex 1, 1, and 40 rem, and then again copy this and paste right here, and then remove this, and now let me target this element inside this feature content. So replace this by feature content class selector and reduce this 40 rem into 20 rem. Having this, save and refresh. Here we are, right? And then now let me target the element inside small feature product and large feature product. So with 20% and with for large feature product, let me say 8%. And now save and refresh in my web browser. Here we have, right? Of course, a little bit ugly, and now let me target the image size. So copy this image right here, and this image right here using an img element selector. So here we have for a small image with 100% padding 1 rem, opacity 0.5 rem, border 1.5 pixel, solid gray. Having this, save and refresh. Here we have, right? And then for this large image with 100%, now save and refresh. Here we have. And then copy this and paste right here, and now remove this, cursor, pointer, opacity, let me increase this opacity into 1, and then add a hover over effect right here. Now save and refresh. Here we have, right? Here we have for small image hover over effect, and for large image hover over effect. And then now let me target the element inside this, the text inside this h3 element right here. So here we have. Now let me target the star icons right here and the paragraph right here. So font size 1.1 rem, line height 1.7 rem, and padding bottom 1 rem, and then here we have again for the star icon, color dark orange, padding 0.1 rem, font size 1.3 rem. Now save and refresh. Here we have, right? Okay, now let's jump right into to target the product price section right here. So using this class selector again, and using this class selector, font size 2 rem, color green, padding bottom 1 rem, and font weight bold. Now save and refresh. Here we have, right? And then let me add a space in between this price and a discount price. So to do this, we are going to use a span element selector right here, and padding right, point to rem, font size 60%, color gray, text decoration, line through, font style italic. Now save and refresh. Here we have a nice price. Okay, this is a CSS part. So now let's jump right into to add an interactivity over this image. This interactivity is going to be made by using JavaScript. So come over script.js and document query selector all. So we are going to select element by class right here. Over here we have a small image class selector right here. So we are going to use this class selector right here, and we are going to access it by using this class selector, and then dot for each, let me say name, let me say this image one. You can assign any name as you want, and then array, and then image one, add event listener. The event listener for this is click. Get attribute. So attribute over here is src attribute right here, and then document dot query selector. Over here we are going to use this class selector right here, large image. So in front of this we have a period. Here we are, right? So now let me save and refresh. Here we have, right? Amazing! So this interactivity is made by JavaScript. For the second section, let me add another interactivity. So to do this, everything is similar. And then copy this and paste right here. The only thing expected from you and me is to change this image one into whatever you want. And then again change this class selector right here. In this case, here you have a small image underscore one class selector. So come over here and replace it by small image underscore one, and then here you have another class selector document query selector large image underscore one. Here you are, right? Amazing. And then when you come to the third section, here you have, so again everything is similar, and then copy this copy this and paste right here and change this image two into one whatever you want, and change the class name right here. Here you have small image underscore 2 and large image underscore 2. So change this into, so now save and refresh. Here you have, right? Nice. What cool is that? Now, let's jump right into whether this featured product section responsive for any device or not. As you see here, this is not responsible for a small screen reading device. So we are going to make it responsible for any device. Stay tuned. Before that, if you are new to this channel, make sure to subscribe and press the notification bell icon to be notified when I come out a daily programming training video, just like this one. If you like such type of content, like and share to your friend. Without being said, let's dive right into it. So, copy this, and when we reach at 768 pixels, we are going to make it any device having a screen width of 768 pixels and below. So remove this and change this display value flex into block. Now save and refresh. Here we have, right? And then again copy this small feature product right here and paste it right here and change this width into 100% and display flex align item center and justify content again center. Now save and refresh. Here we have, right? Sheesh. Wait, come over here and then copy this and paste right here and remove this and change this width into 20%. So now save and refresh. Here is it, nice. Okay, now let me add another property value pair, margin 10 pixel object feed cover. Here we have. Now again, using this class selector, large feature product right here and paste right here and change this width into 100%. Now save and refresh. Here we have. Wait, and then using this feature product container, so copy and paste over here and change this display flex value into display inline block. So now let me save and refresh in my web browser. Here we have. Awesome, right? Fantastic. What cool is that? You see? When you reduce again the size, you see? Nice. So it is fully responsible when it's built in on any screen size device. Here we are, right? So it is fully responsible for any device. In the coming episode, we are going to create the testimonial section for this fully responsible e-commerce website, just like this. Before directly jump right into it, let me show you the feature for this testimonial section, whether it is responsible or not. So when you click on this testimonial section right here, here you have, you see, it is absolutely awesome testimonial section. So next in this video, we're going to be creating this beautiful responsible testimonial section right now in this video. Stay tuned, and if you have any question concerning here, let me know in the comment section below. Okay, as always, Let me create a section element having a class name, testimonial section, and an ID value of testimonial. And then inside this section element, let me create an H1 element having a reusable class name, section heading, and add a text what client say about and next client say text inside a span element. So again, inside this section, we are going to create another div element, a div element having a class name testimonial container. Inside this div element again, we are going to create a div element having a class name testimonial box. And then here we have a font awesome icon right here, and then again inside this div having class name testimonial box we have div element user profile. So inside this div element having class name user profile, now let me nest another div element having class name user image. Inside this div we are going to an image, an img element right here, and then outside of this div element having a user image class selector, let me create another div element having a class name user info, and then inside this div element we're going to create an h3 element having class name client name, and then again we're going to nest h5 element. Again here we have client destination. So copy this star rating icon right here and paste right here, and then over here inside the div element having a testimonial box class selector we are going to add some dummy text paragraph having a class name client description. So now let me add some dummy text right here. Here we have, and the image right here with its image location. Nice. And now having this, save and refresh in my web browser. When you click this testimonial, you see this is, but the image will not be displayed. So we made a mistake in the image location. Here we have, right? Nice. And now let me copy the elements inside this testimonial box class selector and paste as much as you want. So here we have. Now when I save and refresh, here is it. Okay. As you see here, everything is similar. The only thing expected from me and you is to change the image and the dummy text right here. So, to save your time, it's better to change it offline, right? Okay. Okay, welcome back. Here we have, right? Here we have, right? Now save and refresh in my web browser. Here is it. Okay, here is the HTML part. Now let's dive right into to style the content inside the testimonial section. So using this class selector testimonial section right here, background image, linear gradient, having a linear gradient background image right here, and background attachment fixed, right? Okay. Here we have the image that we are going to use as a background image for this testimonial section. Here we have the image path. Now save and refresh. Here we have, right? Awesome. And then using this class selector testimonial box, here we have the same development having a class selector testimonial box. Here we have also a development having the same class name testimonial box right here. So using this class selector testimonial box right here, let me add some property value pair. So with 90% hide auto background FFF, margin 0 and auto justify content center border radius 20 pixel padding 1 rem position, remove this, and margin bottom 10 pixel and box shadow black. Now save and refresh. Here is it, right? Nice. Now let me style this icon right here using this class selector icon. So position absolute top 1 rem, right? 1 rem. If the position for this child element absolute, the position for the parent element should be relative. So let's find the parent element. Here we have the parent element. The parent element is testimonial box having a class name testimonial box. So position relative, and then font size, let me say 4 rem. Now save and refresh. Here is it, right? Nice. Now let me target the image right here. First, here is it, right? User profile, display flex, align item center, and then now let me target the image having a class name user image with 5 rem, margin right 1 rem. And then now let me target this image using descendant selector user image and an img element selector with 100% border radius, 50% object fit cover. Having this, save and refresh. Here we have, right? Awesome. Now again, let me target this H3, H5 and H6 element right here using a class selector like this. So for client name, color, dark, cyan, text transform, capitalize, font size 1.7 rem, font weight, let me say 500, and font style italic. Now save and refresh. Here we have the text inside an H3 element right here. So now let me target this text right here, which is found inside H5 and H6 element. So for about client, here we have dark orange, text transform, capitalize, font size 2 rem, font weight 300, and for client destination, color gray, text transform, capitalize, font size 1.5 rem, font style oblique, and font weight 250. So save and refresh. Here we have. Nice. So now let me target this icon and this paragraph. So for an icon, the style, let me say color gold. For a paragraph, font size 1.2 rem, font family currency, font style. Now save and refresh. Here we are. So again, using this class selector testimonial box, display, let me say display none, so all the elements inside this testimonial box class selector will have a display value of none. So here we are, right? Nothing is displayed. So copy this and paste right here, and then we are interested in to display a single box, the first box right here. So to do this, come over here and add an active class selector right here inside a div element having class name testimonial box right here, and leave another div element having a class name testimonial box just like this. So now using this class selector active and then display block. Now save and refresh. Here we have, right? Nice. Okay, now outside of this testimonial box class container, now let me add two icons right here. Left double left double angle and right double angle. In order to use it as a previous it as just like a previous and a next button respectively. In order to use it as a previous just like a previous and a next button respectively. Here we have having an ID value, prev and next. Now save and refresh. Here is it, right? Okay, now let's walking you through to style these icons. As you see here, we have an ID value right here, prev and next. So here we have position, absolute, top 50%, transform, translate, minus 50% and 50%, color, dark green, font size 2.2, rim. If the position for this child element absolute, the position for the parent element should be relative, so the parent element, let's find the parent element right here. As you see here, these elements are found inside a div element having a class name testimonial container. So here we have testimonial container class selector and position relative. So again, background light gray, border to pixel solid dark green, and cursor pointer text align center. Now save and refresh. Here is it, right? Now let's jump right into to style it individually. Here is it. Testimonial for preview left 64 pixel, for next right minus 6 pixel. Now save and refresh. Here we are, right? Of course. Now let me decrease this pixel. Let me say 7 pixel. Again, save and refresh. Nice, right? Cool. Here we have hover over effect again. Having this, now let me add an interactivity for this preview and next icon. So come over script.js and you see over here is the JavaScript code. So here we have a class testimonial box right here. So as you see here, let slide document query selector all. We're going to access elements using its class selector. Over here we have testimonial, and then over here we have another class selector active right here. So here we have a JavaScript code. So having this, now let me add on click event right here and then paste the function name over here, right? So now save and refresh. Here is it. Here is it. Okay, having this, now let's jump right into to add an interactivity over the previous button right here. So to do this, copy this JavaScript code right here. Function name, let me change this function name whatever you want. For me, I'm going to say priv, and copy this slide.length and paste over here. Change this plus into minus and then plus over here and paste slide.length and leave everything as it is. Okay, now having this, now let's jump right into to add an animation over the testimonial box class selector right here. So animation, let me say animation name, animation duration, and animation time function linear. So using keyframe rule, add keyframes and then animation name, slide. After that, at 0%, what will happen at 0%? I'm going to make at 0% the box rotate in the x direction by 180 degree. So transition rotate in the x direction by 180 degree. So here is it, right? Awesome. Nice, right? You see, now let's jump right into to check whether this testimonial section is responsible for any device or not. So, as you see here, the previous and the next button are not responsible for any device, you see? So, we are going to make it responsible when it's viewed in any screen size device, you see? This is not responsible. So using this ID selector right here, and now let's jump into the border at 991 pixels, the maximum width, having a screen size device having maximum width 991 pixel, left 40 pixel, right for the next button 10 pixel, and then we have also a boundary at 768 pixel. So again, for a device having a maximum width 768 pixel and below, left for the previous button 20 pixel, and the right, let me say 20 pixel, the right button should be placed at minus 20 pixel, and for a device with less than 479 pixel, here we have the previous button, here we have the place where the previous button and the next button will be placed. So now save and refresh. Here is it, right? Awesome. Now when you increase the size, here you have a nice previous and next button which are placed in the exact position right here. Having this, now let's jump right into to create the contact section for this fully responsive e-commerce website just like this. So before directly jump right into it, let me show you whether this footer section responsible for any device or not. Okay, as you see here, when we shrink the screen size just like this contact section or footer section is responsible for any device. You see? Awesome, right? Having this, let's jump right into to create this responsible footer section for this e-commerce website right now in this episode. As always, let me add a comment over here. Let me say footer section, and then as always, let me create a section element having a class name. Let me say footer section and an ID value of contact, and then inside this section element we are going to create another div element having a class name footer container. Inside this div element having a class name footer container, now we are going to create three div element having similar class selector footer box right here, and inside the first div element right here, now let me create an h1 element and a paragraph element, and then on the next div element having a footer box right here, let me nest h3 element, a paragraph element, and again on the last div element, now let me nest an h3 element again and an anchor element right here in order to add different social media icons right here inside this anchor element. So to save your time, it's better to add is offline, just like this. So here we have footer section, and then here we have an h1 element having class name, logo, and here we have a paragraph, and then over here we have h3 element, here we have a paragraph element. Inside this we have an icon right here and a text right here, and then again here we have different social media icons nested inside the anchor element right here. And then outside of this footer box we are going to create, here we have a div element having a class name final footer, and then we nest an h2 element right here having this. Now let me save and refresh in my web browser. When we click on contact right here, you see here we have, right? Awesome. This is an HTML part. So now let's dive right into to style this footer section. So here we have a footer section class selector, and now background image having a linear gradient just like this, and background position, center, background repeat, no repeat, background size, cover, and min height, let me say 20 pixel. Now save and refresh. You have a nice linear gradient background image right here. Awesome, right? Now again, using class selector footer container right here, display flex, justify content center, Flex wrap, having this, save and refresh. Here we have, right? And then to see it clearly, let me comment out this and then save and refresh. Here we have. Now using this class selector footer box with 2.5 rem, text align center, padding right, 1.5 rem and color white. Now save and refresh. Here is it, color white. You see, here we have. And then now let me style this H3 element right here, an anchor element and a logo. So okay, now using this descendant selector keyword, right, color orange, and again using this descendant selector footer box and logo right here, font size 3.5 rem, font family creative, display flex, color orange, align item, flex start. And then again here we have an H3 element right here. So using this selector right here, font size 1.5 rem, color yellow green, padding 0.2 rem, text transform capitalize, and then here we have a paragraph right here. So here is it, a footer box class selector right here, and here we have a P element selector right here. So using this selector, font size 1.2 rem, padding 0.8 rem and 0, text align justify line height 1.8 rem. Now save and refresh. Here is it, right? You will not observe since the text right here is white. So now let me comment out this. Here we have. Now save and refresh. Here is it, right? Okay. Now let me style these social media icons right here using a descendant selector footer box right here. So here we have font size 2.2 rem, margin 0.8 rem, text decoration none, text align center, border radius, let me say 50%, and then here we have a hover over effect. Now save and refresh. Here is it, right? Now let me style this text right here. So to style this text, here we have a class selector final footer right here, and here we have an H1 element right here. So using this selector right here, color, text align, padding, font family, padding bottom 50 pixels. Now save and refresh. Here is it, right? Awesome. Nice. Here we have a nice background image having a linear gradient. Now let's jump right into to show you whether this footer section is responsible for any device or not. So you see, okay, nice. Come over here, and over here we have footer box logo, display flex, justifies content, center, align item, center. So here we have a logo, class selector right here. So come over here, and when this website viewed in 768 screen width, and below this logo, the alignment of the logo should be at the center right here. Here is the logo right here. It's awesome, nice. And again using this selector and come over here on a screen width, on a device having a screen width of 640 pixels and below testimonial box icon. Let me decrease the icon for the testimonial box. Top 0.5 rem, right 0.5 rem, and font size 2 rem. So when you click on testimonial section right here, now let me decrease the screen size. Here is it, right? Awesome. Okay, this is all about how you can create a beautiful, responsive e-commerce website using HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. Okay, and then now let me add a smooth animation on the navigation menu right here. So here we have the JavaScript code right here, and here we have the scrolling effect right here. So here we have, right? So now save and refresh, you see, and then first let me add a jQuery link right here. Go to cdnjs.com and search jQuery in the search bar right here and copy this an HTML link right here. So copy this and paste right here, and then remove this. This is not necessary right here. So save and save this. Save and refresh in my web browser. Here we have, right? Awesome. Here is the JavaScript code. So now let me decrease this navigation speed right here. And now save and refresh. Here we have the navigation speed fast, right? It's better to make it at 1000 milliseconds. So now save and refresh. Here is it, right? Awesome. This is all about how you can create a fully responsive e-commerce website using HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. If you have any question concerning here, let me know in the comment section below. If you like this type of content, share to your friend and like this video. Thank you for watching. I will see you in the next video.